Good evening and I welcome you students. What we are discussing are transition elements and their properties. Up to now we have discussed some very important properties of the transition elements. They are metallic in nature and we have discussed that these transition elements are forming colored compound students. They show magnetic properties like paramagnetism in solid as well as in liquid solution students. And further, we told you they are used in complex compound formation, which are very, very important because complexes are colored compound students and they are used for detection of the ions which are present, copper ions, nickel ions, so many type of ions which we use, zinc, etc. They can be tested by the complex formation. And we have told you they are very good catalyst students because they provide a surface. They provide a surface student on which the molecules can get absorbed and then the activation energy for the reaction is reduced and reactions take place and catalysts are regenerated back. So we have discussed so many types of properties, variable oxidation states. We have discussed students and we discussed the formation of interstitial compounds by the transition elements. Tell me, did we discuss all these things? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What are interstitial compound students? A question was given in the paper. What are interstitial compound students? What are interstitial compounds? Do can you answer this question, student? Some question answers are very important as we are going to begin further topics about the transition elements. What are interstitial compounds, students?
Sir, they are compounds um, in which basically hydrogen, carbon, or nitrogen. No idea, sir. I don't think we have done. Wait, हाँ sir, आ गया. So what happens in them is hydrogen, carbon, and nitrogen. They get trapped between metals.
Crystal
Yes, sir, crystal of
lattices
metal.
of the metals.
Yes,
As
sir.
we told you, when crystals are formed, students, there are some voids, there are some empty spaces between them, and small atoms can go and get trapped in those small voids which are available, students, and this results in the formation of non-stoichiometric type of compounds, and the properties are modified because of the trapping of hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, which are small in size, and these properties have higher melting points than pure metals and even are harder students and chemically more inert. The properties are modified and they can be used for storage of certain molecules for atoms like hydrogen, because this is very important. Future hydrogen
Yes, sir.
economy is coming. So we can trap small atoms in them. These are called interstitial compounds because there will be no proper formula or stoichiometry of such compounds. The stoichiometry is not maintained because the number of small atoms which will go into the void student is not
Mm.
fixed. And we have seen that question was given, why do transition metal act as catalysts? What is your answer, student? Why do they act as catalysts?
Um, Sir, this is because they have variable oxidation states.
Okay, then we gave you certain more reasons also, student. They can provide a surface on which the adsorption of molecules can take place. They can change their oxidation states and they have available N-1D and NS orbitals which can
Yes, sir.
participate in bonding, students. Therefore, they provide a useful catalyst in the chemistry. And catalysts are very important, very,
Yes,
very
sir.
important when in industry, students, when we prepare and manufacture different compounds. And one more property which we should know, student, is the alloy formation. The transition elements, students, the transition elements also form alloys.
Yes, sir.
What are alloys, students? You already know. When I say
Yes, sir. When two metals are.
alloys, what are alloys, student? Alloys are homogeneous solid solutions ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
Which atoms of one metal are distributed randomly among other. They are nothing but homogeneous solid solutions. We are saying alloys, solid solutions. You have one metal, student.
Hmm.
You can mix another metal,
Hmm.
student, another metal. Sometimes there are non-metals also.
Yes,
Non-metals
sir.
also. And what happens, students? They form homogeneous solid solutions.
Yes, sir.
Both are solids, but why they will form, student? And what are the conditions? There are conditions for everything, student, in
Hmm.
chemistry.
Yes, sir.
What do you think are the conditions for alloy formation? I can't mix any metal with any metal. What are the conditions for alloy?
Okay.
Student, tell me what would be the conditions for the formation of the alloys?
Right.
What do you think? Which metals will mix with each other? You are aware of, student, brass. Brass is an alloy of copper and zinc, students.
Yes, sir.
You are aware of bronze, student. It is an alloy of copper and tin.
Yes, sir.
Bronze. Copper and tin, copper and zinc. And you have seen large variety of steel, students.
Hmm.
They contain, student, what type of things they contain? Ferrous alloys.
Yes, sir.
Iron is there, students, which contains iron and some other. There could be chromium, student, vanadium, tungsten. All these could be there, students.
Hmm.
Molybdenum, manganese. They can be mixed with iron, students,
Yes, sir.
and they produce properties, different steels with different type of properties.
Hmm.
Rusting is a problem in the iron, students. So
Yes,
different
sir.
quality of these steels are produced by the alloys. So properties are modified, properties are improved, hardness, malleability, ductility, or their shining, or their conductivity, or electrical thermal properties. They can be improved, students, and we can prevent the corrosion
Hmm.
or rusting processes, students. Oxidation of the metals can be protected. So by alloys formation. And you are aware the 24 karat gold is alloyed with
Hmm.
copper or silver, student, 22 karat,
Yes, sir.
18 karat. So these are some of the examples. What is the
Hmm.
condition for alloy formation? Now that is the question. What will be the requirement for alloy formation? Which will be formed and why they will form, students? Mainly it is formed by atoms,
Okay, sir.
students, which have quite similar atomic radii.
Hmm.
Because if they are of similar size, student, it will be easier to replace one by another. If the size difference is very large, then it will not possible to reduce mineral exchange or distribute one metal atom with other metal. So metallic radii, what we are talking here, since they are metal, I am talking of metallic radii, student. So they should be quite similar, about 15% of each other.
Hmm. Yes, sir.
15% of each other, student, then alloy formation will take place. Because there are German silver and so many other types of alloys, student, which are important. And they have a huge amount of application and uses. Condition is important point in chemistry. When we
Hmm.
mix certain things,
Yes, sir.
when we do a reaction, organic chemistry, we say, what are the conditions of the reaction? Conditions are not satisfied, reaction will not take place. Temperature, pressure, catalyst, all these things we mentioned, students, as you have seen in the chemistry. Is it right?
Yes, sir. Right, sir.
Okay, very good. Very good answers have been given by you till now. Okay. Our purpose is that students, question answer session should continue and you should be able to get a feeling of the subject and you should learn how to answer a question in the paper. so that when exam question paper come, you already know the answers.
Yes, sir.
Questions can be put in many forms in the exam. Objective type question, four
Hmm.
choices are given, which is the correct answer. Explanation question, students, reasoning,
Yes, sir.
multiple type of questions. Those students who will understand the basic concepts, will learn the chemistry student as a science subject, will be easily able to answer the questions.
Yes,
Those who are
sir.
relying on mugging, they are out of the paper. There is no mugging involved, except, I mean, memorization for many things are important in chemistry also, which we do
Yes, sir.
only after we have learned it. We have learned it. So that's why I said we have uploaded in YouTube large number of name reactions in organic chemistry. You must go through them. 5 or 7 minutes you spend and see how what is the mechanism of the reaction. Student, make a note with colored pens, and then it will become easier for you to solve it. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, students. So further, students, we are coming. For example, a question is repeatedly given in the paper, student. I found it that this question has been given many times. What is disproportionation of an oxidation state? Give an example. You have 1 minute to answer the question, student. What is a disproportionation, student? What do you mean by disproportionation, student?
1 minute, 2 minutes. Sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Reactions which have both oxidation and reduction.
Okay. This will happen for those elements which show variable oxidation states. Variable oxidation states. Clear? For example, if I say manganese, manganese has +2, +3, +4, up to +7. This is the highest value, this is the lowest value. This will always be reduced and this will always be oxidized. It will lose electrons, it will gain electrons because it cannot go above +7. But the states
Yes,
in
sir.
between, if there are states in between, you have +6 supposing, then +6 can do what, student? +6 can go to +7 or +4 oxidation state simultaneously in reaction. If I say +6 oxidation state is there manganese of a compound, it can go to +7 oxidation, it can go to +4 reduction. So is it
Yes,
possible
sir.
in a reaction, student? Certain oxidation states will be less stable. Certain oxidation states are less stable. I am saying
Yes, sir.
certain oxidation states of an element are less stable. ठीक है? They are intermediate
Yes, sir.
oxidation states. Intermediate oxidation states. And they can undergo, student, they can undergo disproportion means they can undergo oxidation as well as reduction
Yes, sir.
in the same reaction. In the same reaction, student, both things can happen. And such reactions are called disproportionation. We have to write an example. For example, if I have MnO4 to minus, students, in acid medium,
Yes, sir.
student, if I add H plus, then it can go to MnO4 minus, students, and also it can go to MnO2, students. Since there is H, there will be water, student. So if I balance the reaction, student, we know how to balance. We are not going to show it how to balance, but we have learned in 11th how to balance the oxidation, reduction, or redox reactions. So student, what is the oxidation number of manganese here? Tell me.
Sir, off.
What is the oxidation number of manganese here?
And don't 2 minutes. Sir, it's +6.
+6 is right for manganate ion, student. and this is my manganate ion. This is +6 student. What is the oxidation number of manganese in this? This is a -1 charge. This is 2 minus charge. That's all. There is not.
So +7, +7.
+7. What is the oxidation state of manganese in this?
Yes, sir.
In MnO2. Oxygen is -2, 2 minus 2, so this is +4. So what has happened? This is example of what? This is going from +6 to +6 student. Is it oxidation
sir.
or reduction? +6 to +7. Oxidation.
Yes, sir.
And here, what is happening, student? +6 to +4. What is this? Reduction. So MnO4 is being oxidized and reduced when we add acid to these students.
Yes, sir.
This is example of disproportionation reaction. We have to give an example in the paper, student.
Okay.
We have to give example in the paper disproportionation reaction. Question number 2. Why copper +1 is not stable in aqueous solution, student? Why copper +1 is not stable in the aqueous solution? You have 1 minute to answer the question. This was asked in the paper, student. Important question.
+1.
Why copper plus ion is not stable in solution? What happens, students?
Tell these.
To copper plus in solution, as soon as you have copper ions, it is not stable. It will undergo disproportion, students, to form copper 2 plus and copper. It undergoes disproportionation, student. Disproportionation.
Yes, sir.
This is 0, this is +2, and this is +1. +1 is converted into +2. Why? Because there will be ionization enthalpy required for conversion of +1 to +2. Okay?
Yes, sir.
But the large delta hydration of copper 2 plus ion is more than the delta IH2, student, ionization enthalpy.
Okay, sir.
So this large heat will be evolved, student, for 2 plus more than this ionization enthalpy. So that compensates the high hydration enthalpy of copper 2 plus ion, student, compensates this reaction, and therefore it proceeds with disproportionation of copper +1. So copper plus salts will be disproportionating as soon as you put in water into 0 and +2 oxidation states. This is the answer.
Yes, sir.
All right, you understand everything. You have been able to answer the question. So that means you are working hard, student. It is very good.
Yes, sir.
Now I'm coming to a very, very important compound which will be asked in the paper, student. This is very important compound. You know, potassium dichromate, student. These compounds are very important. Potassium dichromate is very important chemical in chemistry, and is used in industry as well as, you know, in chemistry lab. What it is used as? Potassium dichromate, student.
So to stain?
It is used as
So to stain?
agent
Okay.
in acidic medium. You see H plus, and this acts as a very good oxidizing agent. It is used for oxidation of organic compounds also. When we did organic reactions, you are using acid, you were using dichromate and acid solution to oxidize student alcohol to aldehydes to carboxylic acids. So they are good oxidizing agent. Why? Because what is the oxidation state of chromium here, students? Cr2O7 minus. This is how much? 14 minus to 6. So what is the oxidation state of chromium here, student? +6. Chromium is in +6 oxidation state.
Yes, sir.
And then definitely it can gain electrons to go to lower oxidation states.
Okay, sir.
It can go to lower oxidation state, students. So it can go to chromium 3 plus. So what will happen? It can act as a good oxidizing agent.
Yes, sir.
The question which is put up, students, is the important thing is how do we prepare student? First question is the preparation of potassium dichromate is an important question, have been asked many times, and there are certain colors involved in this dichromate ions, CrO3 ions or chromate ions, students, and how they react with acid and alkalis, their structures. So questions are put up on potassium dichromate. When I say, you see, potassium dichromate is so important that it's being extracted from an ore, student, which we call as a chromate, prepared
Yes,
from
sir.
an ore, student, ore. First question is, what is the name of the ore of this? Ore is, for example, this is written FeCr2O4, student. This is called chromite ore. First point, chromite ore, student.
Yes, sir.
You see, chromium is in great demand.
Yes, sir.
So we can extract chromium if we have chromite ore. First, we can prepare potassium dichromate, student, from chromite ore. It can be written like this also, student. If you see the formula, this is FeCr2O3, student. You see this compound?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
FeCr2O4. This compound, student, is important because this on strong heating, what can happen, student? If I heat this strongly, see, interesting reaction. If I, number 2 point, if I take this compound, students, and if I heat strongly around 700 to 800 degrees Celsius, student,
Yes,
what
sir.
will happen? It will dissociate, student, in the presence of oxygen. Oxygen will act as an oxidizing agent.
Okay, sir.
And they will form Fe2O3 and Cr2O3, student. The heating should be done so that they don't melt.
Yes, sir.
Melting. So we have dissociated them into these two separate compounds. This is a stable compound, student. Here the chromium is in which the valency of chromium you can see 6 and 3. This is chromium is in +3 oxidation state. Iron is also here +3 oxidation state. They are stable oxidation state, student. Iron will readily get oxidized, Fe2O3. +2 to +3, iron goes. And Cr2O3 has a valency of 3, as you can see.
Yes, sir.
So students, the first thing will be what we do, student, to prepare a compound which is sodium, I am saying sodium chromite, student. Sodium chromate. Sodium chromate is Na2CrO4, student. Na2CrO4, student. What we want to prepare, student? That we want to prepare a compound, student, the sodium chromate.
Yes, sir.
This compound. And color is very important. Questions will be based on color. Let me say what I'm trying to say. Sodium chromate, student. Yellow. This compound is yellow in color. What is the
Yes,
color?
sir.
Yellow. So how will we prepare sodium chromate, student, from this Fe2O3, Cr2O3 or FeCr2O4 or FeCr2O3. So here is a, if we will, what is done, student? Fusion is done.
Okay.
What do we say? Fusion reaction. Fusion means that with sodium or potassium carbonate, a little bit of alkali, they are mild alkali, students. We will heat them with sodium carbonate or potassium carbonate in the presence of oxygen. This is the first step, as you can see. What I am doing,
Okay, sir.
students? What I am doing, students, here, that this is a ore. Which, what is the name of this ore? Chromite ore.
Yes, sir.
Questions in this chapter is asked in the form of a paragraph. So they will give you a paragraph, student, then they will ask question below that. They will say that a chromite ore is heated with sodium carbonate and oxygen. Okay?
Yes, sir.
You see, this is sodium carbonate and oxygen heated. This is example of oxidation reaction. So what will happen, student? This is chromium is in plus the valency here. It will form, student, Na2CrO4.
Yes, sir.
So first thing, student, we want to form, student, sodium. What is this called? Sodium chromate, student.
Okay.
Sodium chromate. And this is important that this has yellow color. Color is important because that is an important question in the paper, student. Color yellow. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yellow color. A yellow color solution is formed, student. And this is iron oxide, carbon dioxide, it will go easily. This is going to be a solid, student, and this is in solution. This is a solution of sodium chromate, Na2CrO4, student. What we are trying to say? You have to Na plus CrO4 minus, two negative charge. So
yes, sir.
Chromate. What do we want to prepare actually? You are preparing K2Cr2O7. So we will convert to sodium chromate now. What will we do? Listen to it carefully. We will, student, now convert Na2CrO4. Which color is this? Which color is this? Tell me. What is the color of sodium chromate? Yellow.
Yellow, yes, sir. Yellow.
Remember, I'm just giving it because this question has been picked up in the paper. Now we will want to convert, student, Na2CrO4 sodium chromate. We want to convert it into sodium dichromate. Sodium chromate to be converted into sodium dichromate. What is the formula of that? Na2Cr2O7. This is CrO4 2 minus. Okay?
Yes, sir.
And this I am converting into Cr2O7 2 minus. Okay?
Yes, sir.
What is the oxidation state of chromium here? Plus 6. 8 minus 2 plus 6. Okay?
Yes, sir.
And what is here? 14 minus 2. 12. It is still 6 plus 6. But
okay.
We convert sodium chromate into sodium dichromate. Sodium dichromate.
Yes, sir.
Now this dichromate, student, this sodium dichromate we will make. What will make? Sodium chromate into sodium dichromate. Sodium chromate is in the solution. Okay?
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, I can hear your audio.
What is the problem?
2 minutes.
Okay, you check it out.
Hello.
Hello. Can you listen to me?
I'll rejoin meeting once.
From my side, there is no problem. There could be some difficulty in the net. Okay, check it out. What I am saying, this is sodium chromate is yellow in color. Yellow in color. Now this is filtered. This is filtered and acidified with dilute sulfuric acid. Yellow color. Sodium chromate, student, is yellow color. Okay? Can you listen to me, students? Sodium chromate is yellow in color, students.
Sir, can you please repeat? I can't hear you.
I am saying the first I took the chromite ore. I have heated it strongly with
Yes, sir.
sodium carbonate or oxygen or some alkali. The result is that iron is being oxidized to Fe2O3. Iron is oxidized, and what is happening to the Cr2O4 student? It is being converted into sodium chromate solution, which is yellow in color.
Okay, sir.
Sodium chromate. I have shown yellow. Yellow color sodium chromate will be formed, students. This is solid. Carbon dioxide is a gas. It will go out. So this we will filter. So
Yes, sir.
this is a solution. Sodium chromate, we will filter. Student, what will we do? What I'm saying, sodium, students, just a minute. Okay. What I am saying, students, that sodium, you have prepared what you have prepared, sodium chromate. Okay? Solution is there. This is yellow solution. Okay?
Yes, sir.
This is filtered, student. And this will remain behind. Carbon dioxide gas will go. It is a gas, so CO2 gas. No problem. Then yes, what we'll do? This is acidified, student. This is acidified. Why do we want to acidify? We want to convert sodium chromate into sodium dichromate, students. Yes, sir. What will happen? That you have Na2CrO4 and A2CrO4, student, and we will react this with Na2CrO4, student. I will react this with the sulfuric acid. Okay, sir. Acid. Sulfuric acid is an acid, student. And this will give what we say, what it will produce, student. It will produce, student, what we have here, Na2CrO4. Okay? Yes, sir. And this is heated. Then we will get Na2CR2O7, student, Na2CR2O7, and you will get here Na2SO4, students, sodium sulfate, and water. And yes, sir. This sodium dichromate is formed. This color is yellow. This is about orange in color. This is a change in color. Student, important. Yes, sir. Change in color is important, student. That solution with this. What is the color of this? Orange. Oh, okay, sir. Orange color. I'm changing the color so that you can know. This is orange color and sodium dichromate is formed. And this sodium sulfate, you know, this will crystallize. Sodium dichromate is there, student, and this will be crystallized. Yes, sir. Sodium dichromate is crystallized as orange, student. Then this can react with water to form a decahydrate. Okay? Yes, sir. Now, what will we do? That further we want to convert this is the reaction, Na2CrO4 acid. This is my acid, students. And yes, sir. Getting this orange color. This was yellow to orange. Color is important because such reactions will be asked in the paper. Okay, now, sir. We want that Na2CR2O7, we want to convert into K2CR2O7, students. Yes, sir. That is what we want to prepare, potassium dichromate. What we wanted to prepare, student? Potassium dichromate. So what is done, student, that we will react this with sodium dichromate, student, which is orange in color, will be reacted. Okay, sir. Is reacted with potassium chloride. What happens then? Then this potassium chloride, student, produces this potassium chloride, removes sodium, and what you get is potassium dichromate and NaCl. And yes, sir. This is actually orange red in color. This is orange, and this is orange red. Okay, sir. K2CR2O7 color is orange red, student. This one orange, it is more dark than that. Orange. Yes, sir. So you will get the crystals of student potassium dichromate. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
Sodium dichromate is more soluble than potassium dichromate. So what we are doing, student, you have heard about solubility. This is an example of student precipitation reaction
Hmm.
or double displacement reaction.
Okay, sir.
Double displacement we studied, student. What are double displacement reactions? You have sodium ions,
Hmm.
you have dichromate ion,
Hmm.
you have potassium ions, and you have chloride ion, student. What will happen? Sodium goes with Cl minus, and this goes with this. So there is a double displacement reaction, double displacement.
Yes, sir.
And this is favored because this potassium dichromate which you are getting, student, this is orange red, and this solubility, this has less solubility.
Hmm.
Therefore, it will precipitate, student, and NaCl is more soluble, will dissolve in water aqueous. This dissolves, this has less solubility. Therefore, you will get potassium dichromate crystal, student. But you will get potassium dichromate
Dichromate crystal.
crystals.
Yes, sir.
What are the color changes you have seen? What is the color of sodium chromate? Yellow.
Yellow, sir.
Then sodium chromate is converted into sodium dichromate. What is the color of that? Orange. Then sodium dichromate is converted into potassium dichromate. What is the color of that? Orange red.
Yes, sir.
And this, what is the name of the ore? Chromite ore. What is the formula? FeCr2O4 or FeOCr2O3, student.
Yes, sir.
So this is oxidized.
Okay.
And after oxidation, sodium chromate is obtained. Sodium chromate we are converting into sodium dichromate. Sodium dichromate we are converting into potassium dichromate.
Yes, sir.
By double displacement reaction, because potassium dichromate solubility is less than NaCl, so the reaction is driven to the forward direction. And this is the way we prepare potassium dichromate.
Okay.
Very important. Very
yes, sir.
Important. This compound is asked a lot in the paper. That's why we are doing it, student. Now the question is very, very important here, student. What questions are coming, student? That student, the important is the colors, student. You should know that Cr2O7 2 minus. What is the color of this ion? Dichromate color. What I?
Yellow, sir. Yellow.
Dichromate.
Orange.
Orange. Dichromate color orange. ठीक है? Okay. Or orange. Dichromate color orange. Okay. Now, what is the color of the chromate? What is the color of the chromate? CrO4 2 minus.
Yes, sir.
Chromate ion, what color I told you? CrO4 2 minus. Yellow? Yellow. This is yellow. Okay? And some more color I tell you. Cr3 plus, student, will be green.
Yes, sir.
Cr2, Cr3 plus. If I have something like chromium sulfate, Cr2SO4 3, student. But is this color green?
Yes, sir.
Colors, because questions are put up the basis of the color. Then, student, I have another compound which is important. CrO3, student. This is red. Red in color. And there is a compound CrO2Cl2 chromyl chloride test. They are reddish brown, student.
Okay, sir.
Reddish brown. Reddish brown fumes or chromyl chloride vapors. Reddish brown vapors will be there, student. This is called chromyl chloride test.
Yes, sir.
For detection of Cl minus ions. Is used for detection of Cl minus ions. chromoyl chloride. We will discuss reddish brown, student, and you know few more reddish brown. NO2 gas vapors are reddish brown. Bromine gas is also reddish brown.
Okay, sir.
Why did we show you so many colors? Because student questions have been put up repeatedly. What happens is the important point to note is that this chromate and dichromate ion, student, they are interconvertible.
Okay,
As
sir.
you can see, student, this is what color? Dichromate, orange.
Yes, sir.
If I add alkali, this is alkali. Orange, OH minus. OH minus start with O.
Yes, sir.
This starts with orange color, dichromate, O. And it will produce, student, chromate ions. Chromate ion color is, what is the color of chromate ions?
Yellow.
Yellow. Question is lot of given, student, that a dichromate solution, we add alkali, solution becomes yellow. Right, the reaction. This is the
Yes,
reaction.
sir.
This is the reaction. And if you add acid in chromate ions, if I add acid in chromate ions, student, what will happen? Acid, reverse, H plus. It will be converted into dichromate.
Yes, sir.
So yellow color will change into orange.
Orange. Okay.
This is yellow. If you add acid, it becomes dichromate. What is the color of that? Orange.
Yes, sir. Orange.
So this reaction is very important, student. Very important reaction. Very, very important reaction. The change in color, student, which will take place when such a reaction will take place. I hope you understand why I spent so much time on this, because
Yes, sir.
it's an important question for the paper students, that these are, or I can write Cr2O7 2 minus Cr2O7, you add OH minus, what will happen? CrO4 minus, this is 2 chromium to CrO4 minus. And if I add H plus, student, what will happen? The reverse.
Yes, sir.
Okay? And this is yellow, and this is orange in color, student. Orange in color. Okay? So
yes, sir.
Here we have shown the structures of these two, student. Structures. Question may be put up, structures of chromate ion, student. CrO4 2 minus. The chromium, basically chromium, student, what is the structure of the chromium? What is the oxidation state of the chromium, students? As you can see here, the chromium is present, student, in what is the hybridization? This is sp3 hybridization.
Yes, sir.
sp3 hybridization, students. So how do we write the structure of this? 2 minus is there, student. Tetrahedral, student. O minus. This is tetrahedral. Tetrahedral. But you can see that these double bonds can shift. It will have resonance structure, student. There will be resonance in the double bonds can be here, everywhere. There can be double bond, students. So there will be resonance, students. What will happen? Resonance.
Yes, sir.
So the result is the bond lengths will be somewhere, all the bond lengths will be equal. What we are saying, tetrahedral bond length, all bond lengths are equal.
Yes, sir.
All bond lengths, student, chromium, oxygen are equal due to resonance. And sometimes how do we show that? This dotted line, student, we are showing everywhere.
Yes, sir.
See, and we can show 2 minus on that.
Okay.
So this is a resonance hybrid of all these structures. Double bonds can shift, and you can see yellow color. This is a chromate ion yellow. 2 minus. This is a resonance hybrid, actually, as I said. Resonance hybrid, student, resonance. The double bond is resonating between all the bond lengths will be equal. All the bond lengths will be equal, students.
Yes, sir.
And when I say dichromate ion, student, this dichromate ion Each chromium is again sp3 hybridized.
Hmm.
Each chromium is sp3 tetrahedral. But when I say Cr2O7, 2 minus students, then there is
Hmm.
chromium, two chromiums are linked through oxygen linkage. There is a
Yes,
oxygen.
sir.
So here there will be resonance in these 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 resonance. Here also there
Okay.
will be resonance. So these chromium oxygen bond lengths will be equal. But this chromium oxygen bond length will not be equal because there is no resonance here. This part there
Hmm.
is no resonance. This part there is no resonance. What
Yes, sir.
I'm saying, student, that uh, at this part no resonance.
Hmm.
There is no double bond. So here bond length and will be different from this bond. As he has shown here, this chromium oxygen bond length is 163 picometer, student, due to resonance.
Yes, sir.
And they are all equal. These three are equal.
Hmm.
They are 6 CRO equal. But these two chromium oxygen, this bond length is 179 picometer because there is no resonance here.
Okay, sir.
No resonance. Here and here, no resonance.
Hmm.
So they are 179 picometer. Sometimes questions are put up on the bond lengths also, student.
Yes, sir.
It depends what type of question they will put you. Be careful. So we see the important preparation. We see the H plus and OH minus reaction, student, how the colors are changing and important. Now coming to further, student, you have noted down all this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Important. As I said, potassium dichromate acts as a strong oxidizing agent. K2Cr27. The most important properties are strong oxidizing agent, student,
Hmm.
and in acid medium H plus.
Yes, sir.
How do you know? Here is the electrode potential value of this. As you
Okay.
can see, dichromate ions is being converted into, in acid medium, dichromate ion is being converted into 2Cr3 plus.
Yes, sir.
What is the oxidation number here? 17. This is what is the oxidation number here? Student, 17 to 14 minus plus 6.
Hmm.
So it is going from plus 6 to plus 3 oxidation state.
Okay.
But how many electrons are involved then? Plus 6 to plus 3 means 3 electrons. But
Yes,
there are
sir.
two chromium in one molecule. There are total 6 electron transfer.
Hmm.
So as you can see in this reaction, how many electrons? 6 electrons.
6 electrons. Yes, sir.
So that means it is a good oxidizing agent. It is a strong
Oxidizing.
and good oxidizing agent, student.
Yes, sir.
The value is 1.33 volt. Important. It's a good oxidizing agent because how many electrons are involved? 6 electrons. And therefore we say N factor. N factor, the number of electrons is 6, students. There are 6 electrons.
Yes, sir.
And in acidic medium, this is acid. Most of the time when they will be using dichromate, they will add acid. But they will add acid because that's a good oxidizing agent. And if what is the use of this N factor? The equivalent weight will be molecular weight by 6, student. What is the molecular weight of potassium dichromate? You can calculate. Divide by 6, you will get the equivalent weight because N factor is 6.
Yes, sir.
N factor is 6, student. Sometimes question is put like this. We can calculate potassium dichromate divided by 6. That will be the equivalent weight of the potassium dichromate. N factor 6 electrons are involved when it acts as an oxidizing agent. And
Okay,
it goes from plus 6 to plus 3 oxidation states. Plus 6 to plus 3. This is plus 6, this is plus 3. Since
yes.
there are 2 is there 2 are there 2 chromium. So then total electrons involved are 6. Therefore, it can oxidize. It can oxidize, student. If I take iodide ion, it will be oxidized to iodine. Oxidation of iodine, this is -1, this is 0 oxidation. Okay? And if I want to balance the reaction, how do I balance the reaction, student? This is my this is my this is the oxidizing agent. This is oxidation half reaction. And if I
Yes,
write
sir.
the reduction half reaction, you know how we balance the reactions in 11th chemistry student. How I balance this is 2Cr3 plus and 7H2.
Mm.
So this is my reaction 1. This is my reaction 2. What is the procedure we use for balancing? There are 2 electron students. We have to cancel the electron. You will multiply by 3. Add the 2 students. Add the 2. Okay.
Yes,
Number
sir.
1, number 2. Oxidation half reaction. Oxidation half. This is my reduction half. Cancel the electron student. Cancel the electron. There should be no confusion. So reduction half is there student. And we always write oxidation and reduction half. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Cancel the electrons. 6 and 6. What will be the answer then? This is my Cr2O7 2 minus student. And this is 14H plus. I minus into 3. What it will be? This will become, if I multiply, this is 2, it was 2I minus. So 2 into this will become 6I minus. Okay?
Yes, sir.
And what will we get, student? How many? 3I2? 3. And how much is this? 2 chromium, 3 plus, and 7H2O.
Okay, sir.
You can check it. It is a balanced reaction in which iodide has been oxidized to iodine. Similarly, I can balance any reaction. H2S here, what I have shown, student, H2S is oxidized to 2H plus and sulfur. Yeah? H2S.
Yes, sir.
So 2H plus, if I add 2 electrons, this is half oxidation reaction. Where is half reduction reaction? This one.
Yes, sir.
And you can write it Cr2O7 2 minus. Okay? 14H plus 6 electrons. What it is giving? 2 R's, Cr3 plus and 7H2O. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Half oxidation, half reduction. There are 2 electrons, so we will have to multiply this by 3.
Okay.
So it becomes 6 and 6 cancels. Add the 2, you will get the net reaction. Net reaction. Clear? How do we balance the reactions? So you will get 3H2S plus Cr2O7 plus 14H plus is equal to, student, 3 plus 2, 6H plus and 3 sulfur plus 2 chromium plus 7H2O. But 6H plus you can take on the other side. 14H minus 6H plus will remain only 8H plus and balance.
Yes, sir.
Okay? So H2S is being oxidized to sulfur and Sn is being oxidized to plus 4 plus 2 plus 4 and ferrous is oxidized Fe2 to Fe3 plus, and you can balance all the reaction.
Yes, sir.
Half reaction oxidation, half reduction, balance. So it acts as a very good oxidizing agent, very, very good oxidizing agent. And as I have shown the reaction, you can see that. Clear?
Okay, sir.
And important point is that it acts as a very good oxidizing agent, very, very good oxidizing agent for organic compounds.
Okay, sir.
You know the reactions in organic chemistry, student. It is used as an oxidizing agent. For example, we can write some reactions of this being used as an oxidizing agent in organic chemistry, student. Organic chemistry. For example, student, this is my CHCH CHCHOH. This is alcohol. And what we say? Cr2O7 2 minus and H plus acid. What happens?
Yes, sir.
You have seen dichromate and acid oxidation. Alcohol is oxidized to aldehyde. To aldehyde. What is aldehyde, student? This is an aldehyde. You have seen in organic chemistry when I told you.
Yes, sir.
Let me show you what I am trying to say, student. What is happening? What is the oxidation number of this? This is +1, +1, +1. So +3, then what will be this? This is carbon, carbon 0. This will be -3, -3 carbon. ठीक है? This carbon is -3. This
Yes,
carbon
sir.
is -3, student. What about this? This is +1, +1, and this is minus -2. What? -1 here, then -1. This carbon is what? +1, and here this is your +1 carbon, +1 carbon, plus what is this then? -3, +3 and -3. What is this? This is +1. This is -2. What is this? -1.
Yes, sir.
So carbon, this carbon is going from +1 to -1. How much is the change in oxidation number?
+1 to
+1,
-1.
0 to -1. So how much it is gone, student? -2. Change
Okay.
-2, student.
Okay, sir.
Therefore, this carbon is reduced, as you can see. So there is a change in oxidation number by 2, students. So oxidation, student, and reduction. You can see what is happening to chromium. What happens to chromium? This aldehyde, this carbon is going from +1 to -2, student.
Yes, sir.
And this is total -3, -3. So
Okay.
students, there is a change, student. This should be +1, I think. We are done it wrong. Students, -1, and what is that? This is -1, +1. Some change in some mistake is there. Let me do it. This is -1 +1 0. Then this should be -1. This is -1.
Okay, sir.
This carbon is -1, student, -1, and this is -2. This is -1. Then it should be +1. So we are going from what we are going, student? -1 to +1.
+1.
So
Okay, sir.
+2. So what is that? This is oxidation. Increase in oxidation number. Increase in
Oxidation number.
oxidation number is called oxidation. How much? -1 to +1. +2 increase. Therefore, you can see alcohol is being oxidized to aldehyde, and chromium goes to chromium 6+ goes to chromium 3+.
Yes, sir.
So this is the oxidation of alcohol to aldehyde. So it oxidizes, student. It converts alcohols to aldehydes, and you have seen RCH2OH goes to RCHO, Cr2O7 2 minus in the presence of H+. So +2 change in oxidation number.
Okay.
Change where? +2 in the carbon. And similarly, if I take, student, aldehyde, what happens to the aldehyde? If I have CH double bond O, student, and you are adding Cr2O7 2 minus and H+, students, what happens? What is the? This is +1, this is +1, this is +1. +3 means -3. This is +1, this is -2. So -1, then it is +1.
Yes, sir.
What happens? It forms CH, C double bond OH. This is aldehyde. It is being oxidized to carboxylic acid.
Yes, sir.
Carboxylic acid, student. What is the change in oxidation number, student? Here, what is the change in oxidation number here? This is -3. This is +1, +1. Then this is -3. No change here. Here, what happened? This is -2. This is -1. What will be this then? +3. This is +3. So from here, +1 to +3. How much change or increase in Oxidation number, how much?
+4, sir.
2. +2 increase.
Sorry, +2. My bad,
That is
+2.
what we call as oxidation.
Yes, sir.
So therefore, student, aldehyde is being oxidized to carboxylic acid. Further, students, just one more reaction I show you, important for the exam. When potassium dichromate is heated, student, it decomposes with evolution of oxygen, action of heat. Because it is a strong oxidizing agent, student, it will immediately oxidize water into oxygen. Water is there now, what will happen? That will give oxygen. So oxygen is produced to student because it acts as an oxidizing agent. And you see when it reacts with potassium carbonate is an alkali, it forms potassium chromate, student, and carbon dioxide gas is released. And further, student, when it reacts with sulfuric acid, student, important reaction. Sulfuric acid, it is producing, student, as you can see, what is the product here, student, with dilute sulfuric acid at low temperature, student, it is producing CrO3. What is the color of CrO3, which I told you? Red color. When I say a compound is heated with dilute sulfuric acid and red color is obtained, what is the compound then? CrO3, student. This is a reaction of potassium dichromate, student. This is a reaction of potassium dichromate with sulfuric acid. Further, you see when heated with concentrated acid. Important reaction, very important reaction, student. When I heat this with the students, concentrated is a strong acid, strong action.
Okay, sir.
Here the temperature is also low. What you are finding, this has no color, student. This is forming chromium sulfate, student. Potassium dichromate is in +6 oxidation state. This chromium is in +3 oxidation state. 2 chromium 3+. And what is the color of chromium sulfate, student? I told you chromium sulfate color because somewhere it could be asked to student. This is a green in color, student. Green color will be obtained. That will be due to Cr2O SO4 thrice.
Sir, I think time is
okay. Just 1 minute only. So this is the green color which is formed and oxygen gas is liberated. A question is given on this, then this is the important question. So here I will discuss with you very, very important properties of potassium dichromate, and it acts as a strong oxidizing agent, as well as how do we prepare it and colors involved in the potassium dichromate. It's very, very important. Okay, then good night. I will see you.
Okay, thank you, sir.